Hi, this is Muhammad Imran. I hope you're doing well. In this session, we will discuss speech act theory and coherence. I already uploaded a video on speech act in which I talk in detail about what is speech act and how certain things are done through speech. I also talked about performatives and declaratives in speech act. And in this lecture today, we will be talking about speech act theory and coherence. And in this lecture, we will also talk about 3 layers of meaning in discourse. Right? First, we will talk about locutionary act, then we will talk about illocutionary act, and finally, we will talk about perlocutionary act. So how overall coherence is produced in discourse through speech act. So this will be the focus of today's lecture. Let's learn speech act theory and coherence in discourse. First, we will talk about the role and importance of speech act theory. Speech act theory provides us with the means of probing beneath the surface of discourse and establishing the function of what is being said. So probing means to examine something, to explore something, or to dig out something. So the role of a speech act theory is to provide us an opportunity to look beneath the surface of discourse. We have surface meaning, and speech act theory enables us to look at beneath the surface of discourse structure and establishing the function of what is being said. So we do not look at what is said, but we look at what is the function of a discourse structure. This in turn may help us to postulate structure beneath the surface, sequences and relations of acts, which may help us to go further towards finding the answer to original problem. What is it that makes stretches of language coherent and communicative? So speech act enable us to go beneath the surface structure, to go and find out original problem, that what is it that makes our communication or discourse coherent. So there is a relationship between speech acts and coherent. So our discourse is well coherent through speech act because speech acts enable us to go beneath the surface structure, right? That what does a communicator wants us to do. We are moving towards a position in which we shall be able to examine the structure of discourse, right? Structure of discourse, both in terms of surface relation of form. So on surface level, we have form, we have a language, we have an utterance, and underlying relation of function and act. So what do we want to achieve through this discourse structure? Or what is the function of this discourse structure? So then that would be the underlying relation of functions and acts of a discourse structure. So on the one hand, we have form, we have language, and on the other hand, we want to achieve something through that language. We want somebody to do something for us, or we want to convince someone, we want to instruct someone, we want to order someone, or we want someone to do something for us. So then that would be the function of a language. That is the underlying relation of a discourse structure. So then we will examine the structure of discourse on 2 levels, on surface level and underlying level. Surface level, we have only the form of language. We will look at whether an utterance is like a command is there, request is there, a plea is there, or like an instruction is there, what is there? And then we will see that what does a structure or what do we want to achieve through this structure, right? So then that would be the function of the discourse structure, okay? Or that would be the act, right? That what do we want to do, or what someone wants us to do through language. So these are the 2 then levels of discourse structure. We will further elaborate and discuss this notion on coming slides. Underlying force. Speech act theory uses technical terms for these layers of intention and interpretation. The formal literal meaning of the word is the locution. So locution is the surface level of meaning. Here we should know the literal or dictionary meaning of words. For example, if I say go, you should know the meaning of the word go. If I say sit down, you should know the meaning of the word sit down. Literal meaning or dictionary meaning. The second layer is the act which is performed by saying it is the illocution. So then we have illocution. What is illocution layer? In illocution layer, we have the act which is performed by saying it. So I will say something, for example, go from here, and you are going to perform it, right? So I may order you, I may request you, I may plea, or I may permit you, right? So then you will perform something here. So then this will be illocution or illocutionary act, second layer. And a third layer is the perlocution or overall aim of the discourse. So you have to come here, you have to dig out what is the function of this utterance, right? So on the surface level we have locutionary act or we have locution. Here we have the surface meaning of a word, literal meaning of a word, dictionary meaning of a word. On the second layer you have to perform something by saying it. And on the third layer is the perlocutionary act or overall aim of the discourse. Like, what does a person want to do when he or she utters something? For example, if I say, go from here, you stay and you go from here. Or if I say, bring me a glass of water, right? Or if I say, please help me in this, right? Or if I say, can you please erase the whiteboard? Can you please clean the whiteboard? So once I'm saying something, this is locutionary act. And then you're doing something, it is illocutionary act. And then what is the purpose of doing this? That is the perlocutionary act. So an utterance is said to have illocutionary force. Illocutionary, through that utterance you are going to perform something, then that will be illocutionary force. And perlocutionary force is that what is the aim of that utterance, right? So if we go back to the private's utterance, I have been scrubbing them all morning and they won't come any cleaner. We can relate it to these three layers as follows. Now here on this slide we have the three layers of a discourse structure, or in other words we have three layers of meaning. So on surface level we have locution or locutionary act. So what is locution? It is actually the utterance that you produce. And here we see the literal meaning of words, phrases, sentences and clauses, right? So here we go for dictionary meaning of words. So it's also important, and this is the surface level of meaning, right? Or surface level of a discourse structure. Then we have illocution. Illocution is an act that you are going to perform through this utterance, right? So for example, in my utterance I may order you, I may request you, I may promise, I may declare something. So here that is locutionary act, utterance. So here you will know the literal meaning of words, and here you are going to perform something. This is illocutionary act, right? So here you will perform an action. And here within we have perlocutionary act. This is important in discourse analysis, right? And this is also important in pragmatics. So this is actually the function of this utterance. What do you want to achieve through this utterance, this discourse structure, or through this form? Because here we have form and here we have function. Then Here we have form, here we have function, and here we have the aims of the function. What do you want to achieve, or what will be the overall effect on this discourse on the person, right? So here we will see the effects. Fine. Here we will see action, and here we will utter something. So these are the three layers of a discourse structure. So whenever you are going to do discourse analysis, your focus should not be only here. You should not know only the meaning of individual words, right? It doesn't mean it's not important. It is important to know the meaning of these words, but it is only knowing the form, right? So here you will begin from here, and here you are going to perform something, and here you will see the effect of a discourse structure on interlocutor, right? So here we have the aims of a discourse structure. So we are going to discuss this in detail in this example now. The locution, a statement conveying information that the speaker has been cleaning his boots all morning. So here you should know the literal meaning of an utterance. What is actually uttered? So this is surface level. And the second, the illocution, to perform something, to do something, to challenge the surgeon's order. So what is happening here, right? The order of a surgeon is challenging, right? And then we have the third layer, the perlocution, to undermine the surgeon's authority, or to be cheeky, or to escape the duty of cleaning the boots. So that is actually the overall effect of a discourse structure. This is the aim of a discourse structure. So at this level, you're just uttering something. At this level, you're doing something. And at this level, the overall effect or impact of a discourse structure, right? So these are the three layers of a discourse structure. So at first layer, we are just uttering something. We are just saying something. And here we should know the meaning of words, sentences, clauses. And here we are going to do something. In this utterance, we may be ordered, we may be requested, or we may be permitted, right? And here we are going to do that act, right? And here we will see that what is the overall effect on the interlocutor of this discourse structure. So then we have three layers of meaning. On the surface, we have locution, and beneath the surface, we have illocution and perlocution. By locution, we mean the utterance which is uttered by the speaker. And here we know the literal or dictionary meaning of words, phrases, clauses, and sentences. And here in illocution and perlocution, which are meaning beneath the surface, here we discover, here we investigate the intentions of the speaker and the effect of the discourse structure on the hearer or other people, right? So three layers of meanings are there. In locutionary act, an utterance is uttered by the speaker. So here an idea is introduced. Illocutionary act reflects the intention of the speaker. If the speaker is apologizing, if the speaker is warning, if the speaker is congratulating, if the speaker is declining, if the speaker is giving permission, if the speaker is greeting. So here we will know the intentions of the speaker. A perlocutionary act is carried out by a speaker making an utterance is the act of causing a certain effect on the hearer and other. So here we will notice that what are the effects of an utterance on the hearer and other. So at the same time, whenever we speak, so we perform three different acts: locutionary act, illocutionary act, and perlocutionary act. In locutionary act, what we say, what we utter, and in illocutionary act, what are our intentions? What do you want to do through this speech act? And perlocutionary act, what are the effects of an utterance on the hearer and other people? For example, if I say to you, there is a wasp on your left ear, this utterance carries out three different acts at the same time: locutionary act, illocutionary act, and perlocutionary act. So what will be the locutionary act? The locutionary act will be, there is a wasp on your left ear. This is a locutionary act. Then what will be the illocutionary act? The illocutionary act will be that I am warning you. I am giving you a warning. Right? So this warning will be illocutionary act, and this illocutionary act you will perceive by intention. That what do I want to say? And then what will be the perlocutionary act? You are going to move your head or hand to save yourself from this wasp. So then that will be the effect on the hearer or other people, on you. So whenever we speak, so our speech carries out three different acts. Like I say, there's a wasp on your left ear. This is a locutionary act. The utterance I utter. And then illocutionary act will be, what are my intention? I want to warn you. These are my intentions. And then what would be the perlocutionary act? What are the effect of this utterance on you? You're going to save yourself from this wasp. Either you can move your head, you can use your hand, right? And in this way, you are going to save yourself. So then that would be the perlocutionary act. Another example. I'm inside the room with you, and the room is very hot, and the doors are closed. The fan is off. The AC is off. I just tell you that it's very hot inside, right? So this utterance is actually a locutionary act. When I say it's very hot inside. So what are my intention? I am requesting you to open the window and door. Or you may perceive my intention to turn on the AC. Or you may perceive my intention to turn on the fan. Right? So these are my intentions. And then you're going to do what? You're going to turn on the AC, or you're going to open the windows and the doors. So the locutionary act would be that it's very hot inside. I'm a speaker. What are my intention? I am requesting you to open the window or door. So this would be illocutionary act. And what would be the perlocutionary act? You go, you turn on the AC, you turn on the fan, or you open the window and the door. So then that would be the perlocutionary act. I hope you got it. Another example. Someone has just told me that one of your relatives has just passed away. So when I meet you, I tell you, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. So this is a locutionary act. When I tell you, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. So what would be the illocutionary act? How would you perceive my intention? You would perceive my intention in the form of condolence. Right? That would be condolence. So that would be illocutionary act. And what would be the perlocutionary act? The perlocutionary act may be that you just start weeping by remembering your near and dear, or you just tell me, thank you, it was a shock, but I must get used to it. So then that would be the effect of my utterance, right? The last example I'm giving you now. If I ask you, would you like a cup of coffee? So this would be actually a locutionary act. This would be my utterance I am uttering. Would you like a cup of coffee? So what are my intentions? My intentions that I am offering you something. So my offering would be an illocutionary act, right? So this offering would be illocutionary act. And then what would be the perlocutionary act? You may say, thank you so much, or you may say, I love to take, or I would love to take a cup of coffee. So then that would be the perlocutionary act. So whenever we speak, our speech carries out three different acts at the same time: locutionary, illocutionary, and perlocutionary. Locutionary, what you say. Illocutionary, what are your intentions. And perlocutionary, what are the effects on your hearer or other people of this utterance, right? Notice how meaning becomes more and more slippery as we move from one layer to the next. This is something which human beings exploit to their advantage. It enables them to avoid committing themselves and to retreat in front of danger. If I tell you that it's very hot inside, I'm saying something indirectly. So this is a locutionary act. So because I want to avoid danger, that's why I speak indirectly, right? Because I know that you may reject, you may not turn on the AC, you may not open the door. So I'm saying indirectly, right, to avoid danger. And this is one of the major reasons why people speak indirectly. Indirection also enables us to give other the option of retreat. Now, quite often people explicitly discuss or try to clarify the illocutionary and perlocutionary force. Sometimes they clarify the locutionary, illocutionary, and perlocutionary force to formulate the upshot of what is said. Because some people may not understand indirect speaking, then you have to explain. Even in more casual situation, people often try to get at the upshot of what is being said and much utterance as what are you trying to tell me, because they don't understand. If you tell someone that it's very hot inside, so they may not get you, right? Then you have to explain, right? But most often we speak indirectly because we want to avoid danger. So then we have three different layers of meaning. One we have like form, or we have like surface meaning, and then we have meaning beneath the surface. So on the one hand we have form, we have language, right? And on the other hand we see the function of language, right? So on the one hand we have surface structure of discourse, right, where only we have language, we know the literal or dictionary meaning of discourse structure. And then on the other hand we have like meaning beneath the discourse structure, where we know the intentions and where we know the effect of the discourse structure on the hearer and other people. Thank you so much. It was all about speech act and coherence in discourse. I tried to discuss in detail what is locutionary act, what is illocutionary act, and what is perlocutionary act. I also discussed in detail how one layer of meaning is different than other one in discourse structure. We learn what is surface level, and we also learn what is the level that is beneath the surface, because on surface level we have only language, we have only form, where we know the literal meaning of words, phrases, clauses, and sentences. And beneath the surface level we know the function of a language. In other words, we know the intentions and we know the effect of a discourse structure on the hearer and speaker. So once again, thank you so much. Please subscribe and like the channel.